Welcome back to the deep dive. You're here because you want knowledge, but, not information overload. You need it structured and just ready to use.
Exactly.
So your mission today is pretty straightforward: to quickly get a handle on the key things you need to say to talk about winter naturally in English.
And we have, I think, the perfect source for that. It's a really concise guide on this exact topic.
Right.
And what's so smart about it is that it just avoids those massive vocabulary lists. Instead, it offers a framework, a structure. It really distills the whole winter experience down to four sort of universal pillars.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're not just learning what to say, we're learning the architecture of a good conversation about the weather.
Yes.
This guide gives you a 4-part roadmap, so when someone asks, so how's the winter where you are?
Yeah.
You're ready.
That is the critical takeaway, I think. Because if you master this structure, you can have a relatable conversation anywhere in the world. These four pillars, they're just universal touchstones.
And those 4 essential pillars, the ones that anchor the whole conversation according to this guide, are weather, clothes, feelings, and activities.
So let's start with the first one. It really sets the scene.
Absolutely. The first pillar is weather. This is the cornerstone. The source gives us a little toolkit, 4 essential phrases to cover the gradient of cold.
And what are they?
It's cold, it's freezing, the temperature is low, and of course, it's snowy.
Okay, but that makes you ask the question, right? Why those 4 specific phrases?
I was wondering that too.
Well, they're crucial because they represent, different levels of intensity. Think of it as an escalating scale.
I can definitely feel the escalation between cold and freezing.
Exactly. It's cold is your baseline. It's a fact, but it's also about how you feel. But when you say it's freezing, you're using a bit of hyperbole. You're signaling real physical discomfort.
So you're adding emotion. But what about the other one? The temperature is low. That feels different.
It is different. That's your objective, almost clinical description. It's less about you shivering and more about the quantifiable fact. You need that for practical conversations.
And it's snowy.
Well, that shifts the focus completely, doesn't it? It's not about temperature anymore. It's a weather event. And that one event changes everything. Travel, clothes, what you can do. It's a major conversational pivot.
That's really smart. But the source anchors this winter mood in more than just temperature. It's about time. The key phrase is, the days are shorter and the nights are longer.
And what's fascinating here is the emphasis on that, because the so what of that statement is just enormous.
I think we sometimes forget how much that early darkness really matters.
It matters for everything.
Yeah.
Cold weather plus early darkness. That shift explains why the other 3 pillars even exist. It's the engine driving the whole conversation.
Okay, so we've established the external reality. It's cold, it's dark. The immediate next question is, well, what do you do about it?
Which brings us right to our personal adaptation. Clothes.
Right. The second pillar. Here we shift from the macro, the climate, to the micro, you. And the guide is very practical. It lists just 3 garments: a coat, a scarf, and gloves.
And it's interesting what it leaves out, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It skips boots, hats, all sorts of things. Why just those 3?
You've hit on a key point there. I think it's because those 3 items, coat, scarf, gloves, are basically non-negotiable for almost anyone in the cold. They're universally relatable. They signal, I'm taking this cold seriously.
And the action phrase that goes with this is crucial. I need to dress warmly because it's very cold outside.
Yes. That sentence is so effective. It shows you understand cause and effect, which is key to sounding natural. You're not just listing things you own, you're explaining the behavior.
The necessity of it all.
Exactly. The moment you mention a coat and gloves, you've confirmed how bad the weather is, and you've connected with that shared human experience of adapting.
Okay, that covers the physical reality and our physical adaptation. Now we get to the third pillar, which is, the heart of it all: feelings.
This is where you get to inject your personality into the conversation.
And the guide is so clever here. It just gives you 2 simple, opposing emotional camps. You can go positive.
Which is, winter makes me feel calm and cozy.
Or you can express the negative side.
I don't like winter because it's too cold and dark.
The simplicity is kind of genius. You can say so much with so few words.
Well, let's think about that contrast. The positive one, calm and cozy, is a beautiful linguistic shortcut, isn't it? Calm is your mental state, that quiet internal stillness.
And cozy is all about sensory comfort. The warmth, a blanket, a fire.
Exactly. And the negative statement, too cold and dark, links right back to what we established in the first pillar.
Right back to The objective facts.
It ties your emotional response directly to the weather and the time of day. So no matter how you really feel, you've got a clear, effective way to express that personal truth.
All right, we set the scene, covered how we adapt, and explored how we feel. That brings us to our final pillar, action. What do people actually do?
The logical consequence of everything we've just discussed, the activities.
And the source breaks these down into two useful groups. First, the indoor or comfort activities. These are the really universal ones.
Like drinking hot tea, staying at home, watching movies.
Or spending time with family.
And what stands out here is how these activities are a direct response to the constraints we talked about. You're staying home because it's cold and dark. You're drinking hot tea to combat the low temperature. It all flows.
You don't need to be a professional skier to relate to this. If you have a mug and a TV, you can convey the winter experience.
Precisely. And the source also adds the outdoor activities, noting that phrases like, I enjoy skiing or playing in the snow are common in some places.
So it acknowledges that for some people, the cold weather is the reason for the activity. Adaptation isn't always about retreat.
It completes the circle. We've covered the outside world, our personal response, and now our behavior. A complete framework.
So now that we have all four pillars, let's go back to the guide's core message. This is probably the most valuable takeaway for you, the learner. It says, simple words and clear sentences are enough to sound natural.
That is the essential insight. Fluency is not about complexity. It's about structure and utility.
Oh.
You don't need 1,000 obscure words.
You just need this solid, simple, four-part structure we've been analyzing.
Absolutely.
So what does this all mean for you? It means you have a clear roadmap. Next time winter comes up in conversation, you don't have to panic. You just walk through the structure. Start with the weather.
Then transition to your clothes.
Then move to your feelings about it all.
And finally, describe your activities.
That four-part structure guarantees you sound organized, expressive, and, natural.
It really is the difference between just rambling and having a focused, engaging conversation. It's a foundational tool.
And now for that final thought we like to leave you with. We've focused on simplicity, and that's the foundation. But if these four pillars provide the structure, what happens when you start layering just simple descriptive adjectives on top?
Oh, that's where you can really enhance the feeling without overcomplicating things.
Right. Think about the shift. You can say you're wearing a warm coat. That's functional. But what if you describe your heavy woolen coat that makes you feel, protected?
Or the difference between enjoying white snow versus playing in crunchy snow.
We're seeing this soft blurring snow.
Adding that one simple sensory detail gives immediate immersion. The foundation is already set. This is just painting a clearer picture with words you already know.
So that's something for you to mull over as you step out and apply what you've learned. Go forth, stay warm, and start talking about winter with confidence, one pillar at a time.